Greetings, YouTube. So I've just been poking around the internet as I am wont to do on a Sunday evening at 11 p.m. And I just read something, and for the most part, I agree with the sentiment. But there was a glaring statement in this for me that completely invalidates the rest of the statement, which I did agree with. And it's on somebody's Tumblr, and it's things that are not my business. Where you pee, who you marry, who you love, what gender you are, decisions about your body, what you eat, who you vote for, your religion slash spiritual beliefs. And anyone that knows me knows which one of these statements I think is very problematic. And that's the who you vote for thing. Because who you vote for can either support all the rest of the things on this list or invalidate all the rest of the things on this list. Because if you support white supremacy, you're going to care about all of these things, and you're going to decide what other people get to do where all of these other things are concerned. White supremacy is about control. Of control of a large population, the out group, by the in group. Remember, the whole concept of privilege is that there is an in group which is protected by laws but not beholden to them, whereas the out group is beholden to those laws but not protected by them. And white supremacy is all about making sure that straight, white, cis people, particularly men, have all the control and no one else has any. So they would get to decide who gets to pee and where. They would get to decide who gets to marry. And if in America, some of the conservatives are all okay with like adult men marrying 12-year-old girls. They're okay with that. They're concerned about who you get to love because they've decided what is and is not proper, what falls into the category of love. They would care about your gender. They would very much like to poke and prod at your genitals and make sure that whatever pronouns you use uh, and whatever clothing you wear matches whatever they think goes with those genitals. They care about the decisions about your body. They will fat shame you. They will shame your appearance. They will dictate who gets to wear what kind of clothing and how they get to present themselves in public. They will decide who gets to eat, flat out. Not just what you eat, but do you get to eat? And of course, they're going to be all about deciding what your proper religion should be. And if you don't have the proper religion, the one that they've assigned to the world around them, they've decided that is the proper one to have, you will be excluded, potentially discriminated against, maybe even exiled or just arrested and executed. And yes, white supremacists will execute you for your religion. Does that sound familiar? So you can't have this list. You can't have all of these things be something that you are feeling respect about if you also think that it's okay not to question who someone votes for. Because if somebody votes for white supremacy, then all these other things are off the table. It's completely respectable to ask, who did you vote for in 2016? Who did you vote for in 2020? And if they tell you they voted for turnip, then you have no obligation whatsoever to ever engage with that person at any level, at least on a personal level. And I pray that that person does not have any authority over you because you are in danger. The people that voted for turnip are white supremacists, white nationalists. They are a danger. The GOP and their red cap uh, brown shirts are a terrorist organization. They are dangerous to the world at large. So yes, You need to know who someone voted for. And if someone tells you, "Oh, I don't believe in the whole voting thing, I didn't vote," then you can say, "Okay, well, the right really appreciates you being a water carrier for their efforts. Because you didn't oppose them means you're comfortable with the status quo." And for the GOP, that's good enough. As long as you stay out of things, that means they'll continue to have power. If you don't vote them out, you support them, either passively or actively by voting for them. But yeah, it matters. It matters who you vote for. If you vote for fascists, you should be publicly chastised for that, because you have decided that you would be very comfortable with slapping a Nazi swastika on your arm and marching through the streets with tiki torches. You're okay with that. You're comfortable with that. You think that is just hunky-dory. And maybe you're going to be very nonchalant about it, maybe not be overt. Maybe you can be like one of those upscale liberal folks who just will, you know, publicly talk about how horrible racism is, but will do absolutely nothing in any way, shape, or form to end it, because that would upset the boat for you. You want to maintain this status quo. You just don't want people to think poorly of you. Being thought of poorly is far worse than any kind of damage those people will do. Remember, we live in a nation where it is considered a more grievous injury to someone to accuse them of being racist than their actual racist actions. It's a twisted and warped narrative that they have thrust upon us. So yeah, it matters a hell of a lot who you voted for. Because if you voted for the fascists, you don't respect any of these other things. And that should matter to everybody.